Hey, Adam Savage here in my cave with a tool tip, and today it's about glue, specifically of the hot variety. We're going to be covering my two favorite guns for hot glue. They use two different kinds of glue sticks, and the main one that I really go for is this one, a Fasten Master. I picked this up at Center Hardware here in San Francisco a few years ago, and I really dig this thing. Look, hot glue guns come in so many different varieties, but many of them have an attempt to keep the nose off your workbench so it doesn't burn it, and almost all of those attempts are shite. Almost every hot glue gun I've ever had that has like a folding stand is shite and doesn't work, and the stand falls off and you gotta throw it away. Every single one, until this one. This is integral. It's built right in. I mean, I know you can kind of pop this out if you want to, but I don't. This is how I use it, and I've been beating the crap out of this thing for a long time, and it still holds up. It is not cheap, I will say that, and I try and do tool tips for things that are reasonably affordable for most of the viewers, most of you guys. In this regard, I will say, having used 40 hot glue guns over the years, I really, really like this one. And I like the trigger aspect because I use these long sticks. I don't have to replace them that often. Also, it's got a switch right here for turning it on and off. It doesn't just go on when you plug it in. This is a great piece of kit, and I highly recommend it. On the other side of the equation, well, on another facet of the equation, is this 3M, what do you call it, Scotch Weld hot melt applicator. I got given this thing by 3M a few years ago. I think they sent one to Frank Ippolito to give to me. I think that's how that worked, and I got a whole bunch of these low melt sticks. And I'm here to tell you, I love these low melt sticks in this glue gun. It's missing a lot of the features of the other one. It doesn't have a trigger. You got to push it with your thumb. The sticks are short. You have to replace them all the time. And yet, I really like the low melt adhesive. One, it operates like any other glue gun. You know, you lay down a bead, you stick it to the thing, and you know, I think you could prototype the whole planet in hot glue if you had enough cardboard and glue sticks. And like, this is kind of one of the ways that I think when I am mechanically problem solving stuff. I cut shapes out of foam core, glue them together, I pivot them, I make mechanical arrangements. And hot glue gives me both a lot of ease of trying stuff out quickly, but the low melt sticks do this whole other thing. One, if you get some hot glue on your finger, now the proper way to deal with it is, I'm touching hot glue, is to rub your fingers. That's absolutely one of the key ways to stop hot glue from burning you, is to start rubbing it. Second is to stick it in your mouth, and the water in your mouth will actually keep it from burning you, but most people don't trust me when I say that, even though you just saw me do it on camera. Your results may vary. I'm not going to recommend that you try and burn yourself with hot glue and then try and solve it. That would be, don't do that. Don't try that at home. I think that might be the very first time I've ever said, don't try that at home, untested. It's kind of far out. Anyway, the low melt means it burns you less. You have a little more working time, weirdly, it feels like, but I'm not sure about that. But the other thing I like about the low melt is that you can kind of take this stuff apart a little easier than the normal hot glue. Actually, now it's sticking quite well. That, for prototyping, is really, really great. There's a resiliency to these glue sticks that I dig. Hot glue is pretty self-similar. Like, I haven't determined a huge variance, except in terms of temperature. And I know, yeah, I'm totally aware that there are like a million varieties. Like, there's more types of hot glue than there are flavors of Bundaberg beer. I don't know all those flavors. I know what I use, which is these low melt sticks, these clear sticks, and the other hot glue gun. And while neither of these is a super entry level tool, they are both, they have both survived years of abuse here in the cave. and they come with my highest recommendation. Thank you guys for joining me for this tool tip. And if you have an entry-level hot glue gun that you have found to be robust and excellent, I would like to know about it. I want to point out why it's important that hot glue guns have a stand that holds them up like this, because the cheap hot glue guns, look, what's happening in a hot glue gun is there's a heating element up here, and as the hot glue gets near it, it melts and it comes out as a liquid. Obvi. With a lot of the lower cost versions of hot glue guns, the stand falls off and everyone starts laying the hot glue gun down like this, and hot glue eventually starts to just like seep out and they just start to deteriorate. It's a terrible, terrible situation. So if you've got an entry-level hot glue gun that you have found survives the kind of abuse your average theater person would put it through, I'd like to know about it. Links to these will be in the comments below. Thank you guys for joining me for this tool tip. I'll see you next time.